I'm Siboniso Nxumalo, a portfolio manager at the Old Mutual Investment Group. Over the last couple of weeks, we've received some of your stories and your questions on topics of savings, investing, money, big topic of crypto. Over the next couple of weeks, we will engage with those topics. So let's talk money, let's talk investing, let's talk how to build wealth, let's talk financial freedom.
Hi, I'm Athena. I'm 19 years old. This year I'm taking a gap year. Next year I'm studying a BSc in microbiology and biotechnology at Stellenbosch University. At the moment I'm currently invested in cryptocurrency. Not particularly Bitcoin. I have a few altcoins which are alternatives to Bitcoin. I have been in a few altcoins in the past, but at the moment all my money is in one particular token called VeChain, or VET for short, VET. So I'm invested in cryptocurrency because they yield a greater annual return compared to traditional investments. So I'm investing for my future, essentially. So at the moment, I don't have enough capital to put in a long-term investment that will help me in the future, like long-term. I'm actually busy trading at the moment for my studies next year, so to pay for my studies for next year. I'm actually doing crypto as well as a process called the arbitrage, which is whereby you buy and sell Bitcoin through multiple exchanges, and that's actually been very profitable, and that by the end of this year should pay for my studies next year. In cryptocurrency in particular, during a trade, you can actually put in place things called a sell stop limit, which are basically like safety nets, where you can decide to cash out at a certain price in your position in a trade. So for example, if the market is volatile and you're not sure if it's actually going to go up and it might come down, you can put at a certain price, maybe just above what you've bought your token at, to stop you out. You can also decide to only sell a certain amount of your tokens. So if you maybe just want to take out that little bit of profit you might have made or something like that, you don't have to completely cash out of your trade, because I know that with the market you cash out and then the next day it's all green and it's going up, and then you feel like you've missed out on an opportunity. So that's one of the ways I tend to limit my risk. Another way you can limit your risk is by not investing what you can't afford to lose. I feel like that's definitely something you need to consider when investing. I definitely think investing is for everyone. There's no such thing as not investing because you don't have enough funds or you're not wealthy. I don't think that's the case at all. Like I said earlier, you must just invest what you're willing to potentially lose. So no matter what your status is, you should be able to invest. Crypto is for everyone. I hear all the time about everyday people who were in debt and couldn't afford for their children's schooling, who have learnt every day how to trade and how to buy and sell certain tokens, and they've come out of their debt, they're able to afford their children's schooling. Yeah, I definitely think crypto is for everyone. Myself and my dad, he's gotten me into this, so him and I work together on crypto. We follow people mainly on YouTube because that's where they've put all of their information. And what we've learned is that you actually want to be investing in something that has a good foundation. So things with good fundamentals should benefit you in the future.
Hi, Athena. Now, there are a few things I think. I watched your video, I listened to your story, and I thought, wow. And part of my wow is we should have a conversation with Athena. We should hire you because I'm not sure what you're doing in microbiology, because if at 19 you've gathered this much knowledge, you need to look at the world of finance. And I'm actually not joking, I'm serious. Some of the principles that you touch on here, as in like, investing is for everybody. You take 500, 1,000 Rand. Like, ooh, that's a good principle. The fact that actually you talked about fundamentals. I'll come back to that. Fundamentals matter. That's brilliant. I thought, wow, okay. the passion and the energy you bring along. You follow people, you do research, you like looking out there and saying, how can I make the best return? And you're excited about what you're doing and you tell others. I thought, wow, okay, there is maybe a conversation here. So I don't know what microbiologists do. They probably grow things, but actually you look like the kind of person who needs to grow money for others. So yeah, give me a call, send me an email. I'm not on YouTube. Unfortunately, at 40, yeah, I don't know how many YouTubers are 40, but that's okay. But Athena, jokes aside, let's talk about crypto. Crypto is an interesting thing. And obviously, crypto is a recent thing. And then we talk about crypto, we talk about traditional investing. Now, crypto has become an amazing topic of conversation, especially at the dinner table or at parties. Why? Because it's going up. Now, the first thing I want to talk about, Athena, with crypto is the sense that why do people buy it? Now, you talked about an interesting word called fundamental. Go in the dictionary, you look at fundamentals, like basically the foundation of something. So if I look at it, I mean, last year, post the COVID crisis, us boring guys in the traditional finance world were able to buy a company like MTN at 33 Rand. So we bought MTN at 33 Rand, and that was okay back then. Now, I don't know what the coins and VeChain and all of these interesting words that are used over there were trading then. But if I look at MTN now, we were able to buy billions of MTN, and actually now it's at about 140 Rand. So actually our clients have made a lot of money. Traditional investing, buying a company, MTN, that you're familiar with. So why did we buy MTN? Because actually we understand the fundamentals. What does MTN do? Oh, it's a cell phone company. What does it do? It sells airtime. And how do I know that airtime is going to grow? Well, because we phone. Actually, your generation doesn't phone. Your generation Instagrams and tweets, and they're spending more and more hours. What does that mean? What is MTN's revenue model? Well, they make money in terms of minutes or data and the number of people that use it. And as far as I can see, judging by the number of people who are using more and more content and more data, work from home has also changed this. Actually, the uses have kept growing. MTN's made a lot of money. That's why when the share went down to the 30 Rands, we were buying it. In traditional investment, it's 140 Rand now. Now, you don't get those opportunities all the time. But what's my point? I'm illustrating a few things. Traditional doesn't imply you don't get great returns. We've made lots of returns on MTN in 1 year. 2, fundamental. I can explain MTN. I can explain why it's going up. I can explain what the company does. You can explain it too. Those are fundamentals. Now, let's come back to crypto. Each time I hear people talk about crypto, I've got nothing against crypto. I think crypto is interesting. It's wonderful. The future will be influenced. Crypto is going to be here to exist. But the one thing that is interesting about crypto is that everybody says, I'm buying it because it's going up in a short space of time. Then I say, okay, fine, that's nice, that's nice. We all like to get rich quickly. So, okay, so what is it? And they explain the different coins. Okay, good, that's nice. So what does it do? Like, why does it exist? Why should the price trade at X or Y or whatever the number is? Oh, I don't know. But actually, crypto is a fascinating thing because it's a bit like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Because it's one of those things where it goes up because of demand, because people say, I'm buying it because it's going up. And then say, that one says, I'm buying it. So it keeps going up just because people believe that it's going to keep going up. But there's nothing tangible and fundamental holding it down, which somewhat can be dangerous. That's why when the question on have you lost any money, and you talked about that big crash where Bitcoin lost 40% and the others lost even more. Why did the big crashes happen in crypto? Because there's no fundamental foundation for where the price is. And so therefore, when the belief stops and suspends for a moment, you see the big crashes. But now that tells us something about crypto. That actually, if we look at it, if there is no real fundamental underlying support, then I'm not sure we can call that investing. Because investing by its nature, considers the very long term, considers 40 years, 30 years, 20 years, 10 years. But speculation, now that's the stuff we're talking about here. Because you've been in this game for, what did you say, 6 months. It's wonderful, actually. And most people who have been in crypto have been in it for certainly less than 10 years. Now, I suppose boring guys like me sit there and say, well, actually, what's grown the wealth of the world? If I look at the top 10 billionaires in the world, a lot of those guys build companies. A few of them are investors. That few all made their billions in traditional investing. But they're all old, which gives us hints. Because I'm a believer that life teaches you things and shows you examples. So if you've got guys who are billionaires and are old and got there by traditional, that tells us something. That actually time matters. That just because it's traditional doesn't mean it can't make you money. Your enthusiasm, your passion, your knowledge, amazing. You do definitely need to consider a career in finance. Yes, keep doing your coins. Keep it. That's good. And also I'd say take this video and save it for 10 years. 10 years from now, come back. Because you're going to learn some lessons along life. There are things that I thought I was sure of when I was 19. Well, there wasn't much I was sure of at 19, but I was very confident. And so therefore, but actually if I look back now, because I kept some journals and I wrote some stuff, I'm like, ooh, that's interesting. So keep this video. This is a good video. But actually, if you come back to it, I'd say apply the same vigor and the same depth and the same passion to traditional investments. And I suspect you might just end up finding that your opportunity set to grow wealth and make money is much bigger at a lower risk, where you don't get to suffer a 40% fall with money that you need immediately. Because I think you say something about you've taken money that you want to pay for your studies, which is relatively short term, and you're investing it in something that can go up 100 and fall 40 and fall 50. So depending on when you have to pay your fees have a date at a certain point in time and it's close. So now what happens if just before you have to pay your fees, this thing collapses 40%, 50%, 60%? How do you pay your fees? In terms of investment planning, you've got to step back and break your money down. This is what diversification is about. And say, actually, what do I need? And what can give me what I need? Yeah, have some in the coins. Understand the risks, understand the rewards, which you do. But actually, spend some time investigating the traditional investments. Say, okay, what can they give me? Over what time frame? How much risk? Do they suffer 40, 50, 60, 70, 80% return, downturns? Or do they not? Okay, so what does that mean? What if I just put these 2 horses or 3 horses, whatever products it is? Because in life, before you make your decision, you've got to think about investing and diversification as horses in a race. You need different horses and you need them to run. Because what's going to happen is you're going to find out there are some that are going to start off very quickly. They excite you. You're thinking, wow, I've got a winner. And then guess what happens? It stumbles and falls. That's what crypto does sometimes. A few of my friends said, oh, I'm in. Off they went. Crypto went, took off, they made lots of money. And stumbled and fell. Then in comes this thing. It's a bit traditional, it's a bit boring, but it kept going and kept going and kept going. And so therefore, think of it in terms of multiple things. Think about having multiple horses because you don't want to bet everything on one. And just because it wins today when it comes to investing doesn't mean it will win forever. Amazing passion, absolutely amazing passion. Amazing principles. You have a career in finance. You not only can make money for yourself, but actually you can make money for others. Because with the energy of yours, there's a lot that's coming from you.